your struggle enough to fit into your dream? Is your struggle enough to help you drive the dream, car?
ELIAS in Motion Global, we train our people, we educate people, we make people understand how to look at the legitimate and illegitimate companies. Is that good or very good?
When you present to someone and they don't join, that position you are supposed to put them in, someone else will fill it up. The reason why it is called a testimony cannot come without a what? A test. For me, I felt that was my test. I had borrowed this 780,000. I knew it must work out for me. I've been recognized because I chose someone coming 5 years ago, borrowed money. I've been recognized as ELIAS Motion Global's top 1 earner of Uganda for the last 3 years in a row. When I wake up in the morning to go for training, I know I'm struggling for my dreams with my struggle ELIAS Motion Global. I look at the kind of life this couple is living and see how a former teacher worked herself from down to the very top. And some of us are getting it. Come what may, one day I'm going to be driving that dream car of mine. Come what may, my children must study those best schools that I want. I'm now married to this beautiful girl here. Her name is Sharon. And we had a very beautiful wedding. Started putting out this project, which will cost us 2 billion Ugandan shillings. I want to know and believe that I'm talking to champions. Am I right? I want to know and believe that I'm talking to the next leaders of ELIAS Motion Global. I know that inside here they are global ambassadors, members of Millionaire Circle. I want you to convince yourself that you're the kind of person who deserves the success that I have.
Everyone in Uganda, everyone all over the world, everybody wants what feels good, isn't it? Yes. Everybody wants, to live a very good life. Everyone wants to live happy. Everyone wants an easy life. In fact, everyone wants to look perfect to make the money, and everyone wants to be popular and respected. How many of us want to be popular and respected? All of us want these things. In fact, when you ask anyone and you ask them, what do you want out of life? The normal answer that we normally give is this one here. Now, I've not said anyone is a monkey. This is just an example. Now, the normal answer that we normally give is, I want to be happy, I have a great family, I have a great job, I want to
drive a dream car, I want to live in a dream house, in a dream, to go to dream vacations.
How many of us want these things? And my friends who have been invited here today, that's what AIM Global promises.
For the distributors, the members, just like me, that's what AIM Global promises. It really promises you a happy life, a happy family. It promises you to drive your dream cars. It promises you to, have your dream house, go to dream vacations. These promises, you can be able to achieve them
with ELIAS Motion Global. But before you ask yourself, what do I want out of life?
The right question you should ask yourself every day, all the time, is this one here. What are you willing to struggle for? In life has a struggle. And that's the reason as why
when you go to Kampala Road over there, people are working very hard. Am I right or am I right? Right. Go to Makerere University, students are working very hard, lecturers are working very hard,
everyone is working very hard. When you go downtown in Chikovo and down there,
in Owino Market, everywhere.
People are working very hard. In fact, people are so busy, like as if the street never sleeps. Doctors are working very hard. Engineers are working very hard. All of us, in whatever profession we are doing, we are really working very hard. So everyone has a struggle. Everyone has something they're struggling for. Now the question that you should ask yourself today, during my training, is your struggle enough to fit into your dreams? Is your struggle enough to help you drive the dream, car? Is your struggle enough to help you take your children to the very good schools? Are you doing what it takes to be able to be that kind of person who deserves the kind of life that you have been talking about? And the reason why I say that is simply because I know very well that you can be able to achieve, or you can be able to have whatever you're willing to struggle for. That one I'm very sure. And the reason why I'm so sure that Alliance Motion Global is really a kind of opportunity which can be able to give you whatever you're struggling for, whatever that you want, it's because it has done it for me. 5 years ago, this was not me. Right now, this is me. In fact, I took this picture at the university. This is me in front of my dream car, which I drive actually. This is my car that I drive to work every day. But this is me right now. But that was not me 5 years ago when I joined Alliance Motion Global. 5 years ago, this was me when I was smiling.
And this is me 5 years ago when I was thinking about my problems. I'd been out of university by the time I joined Alliance Motion Global. I'd been out of university for 3 years. And for 3 years, I struggled to get a job. I didn't get any. I was trying to do every small business anyone can do. I tried everything small. I remember I sold motivational books. I sold CDs. I went to many sales jobs. In fact, I remember that's the time when I subscribed and I joined insurance. I was selling insurance door to door. I would wake up in the morning, go to knock at people's offices, asking them if they can buy insurance. Then I was working with a beautiful company called Jubilee Insurance. And when a friend of mine invited me, they said, Elias, there's a company that has come here. I want you to look at it. So I went running, thinking that maybe it's a new company that wants me to insure. He wants to give me business. When I reached there, he opened the magazine of Alliance Motion Global and started talking about products. Products for pressure. I didn't have pressure at that time. I only had the pressure of my pockets. Up now, I don't have pressure. So that didn't make sense to me. He said these products are good for diabetes. I didn't have a problem with diabetes. He talked about many things that, many of the products and what have you. And then after presenting, whatever was saying was getting in through this ear and getting out through the other ear. I was not interested. And I know very well there are so many people here who come invited for presentations and they're literally being dragged. You are hearing, but you're not doing what? Listening. I was just like you. Then he kept on presenting. Then at the end of his presentation, he showed me how much money he had made that month. And in that one, he made 6 million Ugandan shillings. I'm like, oh, good for you. And he told me that, but this is my 6th month in the business. I'm like, wow. Someone has done this business for 6 months and he was already earning 6 million. That was like my dream salary. I had never earned that amount of money. I told him, please repeat the presentation again, beginning on how to join. So he presented again afresh, going through the 7 ways of earning. And this time, I noticed the difference between Alliance Motion Global and any other network market company I'd seen. I saw how incredible this business was. In fact, I could see how it was possible that he had made the 6 million that month. So I went for the other presentations, and just like the ones we are attending, and I was so amazed by the testimonies that I was seeing, especially financial, testimonies. People were really making very good money. But there was a problem. Ask me which one.
Which one?
Ask me which one.
Which one?
The pockets. They told me that I needed to pay 780,000 for my global package to join the company. But the problem is, I was being demanded rent for 3 months. The problem is, I wanted, even to have better clothes. The problem is, I even didn't have a phone. At the time when I joined Alliance Motion Global, I had a small Chinese phone that was broken and had a rubber band behind it, holding it. So really, people are talking about dreams, dream cars, dream houses. They were not making sense to me. Me, I didn't have dreams. I had needs. I wanted food. I wanted, because you can imagine, especially the gentlemen here in the house, what it means to be jobless for 3 years. Even your confidence goes down. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. That was the beginning of my struggle. But I asked myself, what other options do I have? What other business can I start? What other opportunities are out there paying the same potential of money that Alliance Motion Global is paying? I felt that maybe this is the opportunity I'm looking for. And let me tell you something. Once you have this made-up mind, you can be able to achieve anything. I want to tell you, when you have been broke, you know very well that in your phone you are borrowed from almost everyone. That was me. And everyone knows that you're broke, so you cannot call them to borrow money. They will know you're not going to pay back. But once you have a dream, nothing else makes sense. Once you have that desire, once you have that passion, nothing makes sense. That night after attending that presentation that was done, I remember our upline from Nigeria, a gentleman called Mike Adiel, his earnings. He has shown us what the business is doing in Nigeria and West Africa. And he had shown us people who are driving their own cars, taking their children to good schools, out of Alliance Motion Global. That night, I did not sleep. Early in the morning, I started making phone calls. I called my brothers, I called my mom, I called my friends. And that very day, I raised all the money to come and register with Alliance Motion Global. And when I started the business, everyone, when you join the business, you normally have what they call a mentor list. Can we say a mentor list? A mentor list is like you are somehow thinking about the people who you are sure are going to join the business. Everyone has those people whom they can drag to anything. Am I right? People who follow you, people who believe in you, I had them. One of the first person I thought about was my brother. I knew this one. I will approach him like this, he will join. I thought about another friend of mine and others. So I after joining Alliance Motion Global, got my global package. I loved the coffee, tested it a bit, and then I started calling my people. The first person I called is my brother. And I told him about the opportunity. He gave me all the reasons why network marketing no longer works in Africa. Like it is like someone getting cold water and they pour on me. All my excitement down. I called another friend of mine called Duncan. Some of you know Duncan. Oh, Duncan, where are you? I have a great opportunity. He said, come. He was also looking for a job just like me. So I went to his home. At that time I was staying in Belgrade. And then I presented to him. And then he said, he gave me all the reasons. I think this company of yours is a pure scam. He had not attended the presentation like me. He had not seen this Nigerian. He had not seen the presentation. But he told me it was a scam. I called another friend of mine. Actually, I didn't call him. I met him in an office. Like, I had lost his number. So I'm going to someone's office to present Alliance Motion Global.
And then while I'm waiting, my friend Nicholas shows up. I'm like, oh God, hitting two birds with one stone. So while we were waiting for this gentleman to give us a chance, I opened my magazine, and then I showed Nicholas, there's a great opportunity here. He said, he looked at the magazine, said, are you talking about Alliance Motion Global? I said, yes, sir. I thought he told me maybe he was going to join or he was interested. He said, I have attended that presentation 3 times. True story. Nicholas told me he had attended 3 times and he was not interested. One of those people who are hearing but not doing what? Listening. And after talking to those 3 people, I thought, now who will join my business? But one thing I believe in, the reason why a dream is called a dream, it's because it does not come on a silver plate. Am I right? The reason why success is called success, it is because you don't just achieve it like that. Are we together? The reason why it is called a testimony cannot come without a what? A test. For me, I felt that was my test. I had borrowed this 780,000. I knew it must work out for me. So I didn't focus on those who didn't want to join. I started focusing on those who I thought would join. First week, talked, no one joined me. Second week, no one joined me. Third week, no one joined me. My first month, 0. After 1 month and 2 weeks, 1 month and a half, that is when I went to Mbarara, presented to some people who did not join. And then I presented to the one last lady. I said, you know what, let me just present to one last one. I called this lady. I will not say her name. She came, saw the opportunity. She said, I don't have money. But she said, I am interested. In my heart, I said, well, at least you're interested. So I came back to Kampala. Just before I reached, she called me, she said, MUHOOZI, you cannot believe. I said, what? I've presented the business to a lady, and she's interested. In fact, she has given me her money. I'm wondering, I've been in the business for 1 month and a half. What I failed to do for 1 month and a half, you have just listened to representation for just 1 hour, and already have convinced your first person. Me, 1 month and a half, no one. So we made a deal. I sent her the products. She sold them. She also sent her money. And the day when she joined, and her person joined, and that's how I signed up my first person after 1 month and a half. Later on, after about, when I was 2 months old in the business, 2 weeks later anyway, my friend Duncan had been approached by several other people about the opportunity, but I talked to him first. And then he came to me and said, MUHOOZI, he brought himself to my home in Seta. He said, MUHOOZI, please explain to me again how Alliance Motion Global works. I explained. And then after explaining, he said, but you know you're not good at explaining. Now I can understand. And then I dragged him to our training center. Many times when you present to people at their homes, in their offices, over a cup of coffee, they understand. But it's very good when they also come to the head office or to our training centers. So he came and attended. He came for the presentation. It was not as full as this one. In fact, there were probably about 50 people. When he came in, he's like, wow, your company is big. There are even a lot of people right here. And then that's the evening when he decided to join Alliance Motion Global. I got my second person. Today, Duncan has the biggest team in my whole entire network. The rest is history. Now, when people look at me right now, I want to share with them some of my struggles. I remember, I want to really tell you that your dreams cannot come true without opposition, without delays, without naysayers. I faced opposition to sign up my first people. I faced a lot of delays. 1 month and a half, no one was joining me. Are we together? I remember I faced a lot of naysayers, people telling me it cannot be done. But I kept on pushing, and that's why I'm being able to achieve my dreams. Today, there are plenty of opportunities for you to give up and lose hope, and it's true. There are many reasons why in that 1 month and a half, I could have said, maybe I'm not good. Maybe people don't join. Maybe I don't know what is it. Maybe it cannot work out for me. But never ever be tempted to give up. And then, if you're going to reach your destiny, you must have a made-up what? Mind. How many of us are already members of Alliance Motion Global? And you have told yourself, come what may, I must one day become a global ambassador. Come what may, one day I'm going to be called to the stage as a Ruby Global Ambassador. Come what may, one day I'm going to be driving that dream car of mine. Come what may, my children must study in those best schools that I want. You must have a made-up mind. As I proceed, so this was me and my team when I had just started. So this was my team. This is me. And that is Hajara, and this is Duncan. The gentleman in the middle is our guest. So Hajara had invited a guest, and she had presented to maybe introduced Duncan as the sponsor. Duncan presented, and you can see he was presenting. And I was waiting to close the guest. So Hajara talked her heart out to convince this guy. Duncan talked his heart out to convince this guy. I talked my heart out to convince him. And then after we talked, he said, you know what, you people, first make the money, then I will do what? I will join. But for him, today I'm a Ruby Global Ambassador. Hajara is a Global Ambassador. Duncan is a Global Ambassador. I don't know where he is. Later on, the team started growing. And then you can see here our upline from Nigeria had come, who was soon opening this branch. So this is Josephine, who had been brought by Duncan, by Hajara actually. And then this was me. This is our upline from Nigeria. This is Mr. Joe Boy, the first country manager of Uganda. And then this is my sponsor up there, Ismail Kamlegia. Next is Duncan and Hajara and some other friend of ours whose name I will not tell you. Then, so we were working very hard. We were talking to people, we were presenting. And like I've just shared with you, sometimes we would present and people join. Sometimes we would present and people buy products. But many times, people would not join. Many times, we would ask ourselves, someone, you are looking for just one person join you. Another one comes and joins 7 accounts and another group, and you're wondering, how come people with 7 accounts don't join? You attend, you call people for presentation like this one here. The hall is very full. And then you wonder, how come other people came, but mine did not do what? Come. Sometimes you question yourself if this is the right opportunity for you. And let me tell you something. I used to ask myself those questions. And I know there are people right here who still ask themselves those questions. How come it's not working out for me? Josephine was asking herself those questions. And the same applies to Duncan and my upline and the rest of the people. Now, this friend of ours, he had also joined as a member. And he was also asking themselves questions because of discouragement, because of naysayers, because of, people telling him it is not possible. He quit the business and left. Unfortunately, he left as a distributor. Can you tell your neighbor distributor? He left as a distributor. I was a distributor. Duncan was a distributor. And the rest of my downlines were also distributors right there. Today, Josephine is a global ambassador. I am a Ruby Global Ambassador. Yemi is a global ambassador. Kamle is a global ambassador. Duncan is a global ambassador. Hajara is a global ambassador. He quit as a distributor and remained a distributor forever. And that is why I want to tell you that even when he quit because of those challenges, people are not joining me, because business not working out, because of naysayers, it does not mean that his problems ended. Am I right? When you quit and give up on something, it does not make your life better. Not at all. That's why I'm saying that you can only avoid negative experiences for so long before they come back to you. Are you getting what I'm telling you? So, as I proceed, even when he left, the rest of the people, other people joined. This is a time when other people had joined. Nicholas had joined, Jim Wes had joined, David Masaruka had joined, Kamza Kaseda had joined, and as I speak today, all of them are global ambassadors. When you present to someone and they don't join, that position you are supposed to put them in, someone else will fill it up. When someone leaves your business, for whatever reason, I don't judge them. That space they have left, someone else is going to fill it up. And that is what has happened. Today, this was sometime early in 2015 when we had just joined the business. Later on, a few years later, this is how big the team has been able to grow. All these people are part of the top 20 of Alliance Motion Global Uganda. Many times people see this kind of picture, but they don't see where we came from. Some of us are 1 day old, some of us are 1 week old, some of us are just joining the business. I get what I'm telling you. We have been where you are. One day I was invited as a guest. I sat in the presentation. I was convinced to join Alliance Motion Global. Now, as I proceed, I will still want to insist that many people want to be rich without taking a risk. Many times, as we do these presentations, people come to me and they ask me, MUHOOZI, I want to join this business, but convince me that I will become successful. I was in Kenya the other day and someone called me and said, please, Elias, I want to meet you when you come to Kenya. I said, it's okay, no problem. So when I reached Kenya, I called her. She sat on the table. She said, MUHOOZI, I've been following you for a very long period of time. I love your life. I've seen you always traveling. In fact, do you know Duncan? I said, I know him. Of course. He said, even him, I know him. I've been following him. She asked me, do you know Damian, a Kenyan, top one Kenya? She knows him, so she has been on Facebook following us. She said, now tell me, I want you to convince me, and she was very candid by that. I want you to convince me that this business will work out for me. I told her, I want you to convince yourself that you are the kind of person who deserves the success that I have. And I was very candid also. I looked at her and said, convince me that you deserve it. Convince me you're hardworking. Convince me that you are ready. And she gave me her profile and whatnot, said, if you can be able to do that, you're going to become successful. That evening, she joined with 7 accounts. Because I told her, I'm not going to beg you to join Alliance Motion Global. I cannot convince you to become successful. I cannot convince you that you deserve a dream car. I cannot convince you that you deserve a dream house. Am I right? You should convince yourself. So, people want to become rich without sacrifice. I normally meet many people who want to join the business. They say, but excuse me, the money to join is too much. I don't judge them. Let me tell you, it was too much for me. In fact, it was too crazy. My rent was only 200,000. So by me joining Alliance, I was paying for 4 months' rent. So it was really, really, really too much. But I said, I must sacrifice. Tell anybody you must sacrifice. If joining Alliance Motion Global is very, very cheap for you, probably you're not looking for an opportunity. People want, to join the business, want to become successful without the delayed gratification. They want to join and become successful instantly. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. Today, continue. Want to have big teams without calling, without inviting. People want a big customer base without prospecting. People want to have a lot of success without training. People want, happiness. I want to say that happiness is really always a side effect of struggle. When you see someone who is happy, someone driving those dream cars, I get what I'm telling you. It's really it's a side effect for the struggles they have been able to endure. Now, why am I so sure about that? Let me share with you a few stories. And I want to share 2 stories and I'll close. My trainings are normally very short. I want to share with you a story of David Masaruka. In fact, David Masaruka was not supposed to be part of my training today. But just before I came here a few hours ago, as I was waiting for the time for the training, I was scrolling through my Facebook And then I fell upon his post that he posted a few hours ago. And this was his post. David Masaruka, very young man. David must be about 24, 25 years of age. He's actually 25 years of age. So this was him. He posted and said on Facebook, and you can see he had posted it like 17 minutes ago, early this morning. He said, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live a life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. And the quote was by a poet called David Henry. Where was David? David, today is which day? Wednesday. Wednesday at exactly just before lunchtime. David was somewhere in one of the resorts on a beach in somewhere in Entebbe, chilling and relaxing on a Wednesday at about midday. And he was saying, listen, he was saying, lifestyle of a networker. MLM works, multi-level marketing works. AM Global Power, visionaries team worldwide. That is him at midday on a Wednesday. And you know, just I was with David in Arusha, and he was showing me his project he wants to build. And because he was showing me his project, he said, I want you to visit my pieces of land and you advise me where to put my projects. So I was with him like, when was I with David? Maybe on Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. It was not yesterday, it was Monday probably. Oh, it was Friday. I spent my Friday evening with David. So this was me and David. He had taken me. He bought this in Wakiso town. This is just around Wakiso town there. He had bought this piece of land, very big chunk of land, surrounded, very beautiful neighborhood there. And then this was him who was taking me there, showing me where he wants to put a particular project. I said, okay, good for you. And then he said, if you have more time, let me take you to another one in Gayaza. 25 years of what? Of age. And then he took me to, this is where he wants to put this project, that place in Wakiso town. He wants to put there this project. And then he took me to another one where he wants to build his dream house. This is his neighbor, this is land there. He wants to build his house there. And this was me standing by it. And this was me, that's his camp, just there. Okay, that's good. From there he said, do you have more time? As we go back, can you pass by home? They stay in Kasangati. Yes, Kasangati, yes. Yes, Kasangati. Just after Gayaza. And he was showing me the house which he had built for his parents at home. And then, but who is David Masaruka? 4 years ago, David is not 5 years like me. 4 years ago, this was David. David's story is like this. I met a beautiful couple who joined Alliance Motion Global, and then that couple was a friend to the mother of David's friend. So this couple convinced this mother to support their children, that child of theirs, to join Alliance Motion Global, because he was just soon finishing campus, and they felt that this was a good opportunity for him, that instead of looking for a job after university, maybe Alliance Motion Global could be paying him a lot of money. So they connected him to me. He called me, said he's coming, and he said, excuse me, sir, can I also come with my friend? I told him, no problem, come with him too. So he came along with David. And then the friend of David was not very interested as convincing him. You see, you are lucky, your mother wants to pay for you. May I borrowed? Are we together? Your mother wants to pay for you, she's, everything. So he decided join reluctantly. David also did what? Joined. And then on the day that friend of his joined, he quit the business. He didn't come back, but David kept on coming back for training and whatnot. I'm like, okay, good for you. We kept on working together. Let me tell you something. Many times, people in David's shoes, students like him, they have 100 reasons why they should not join, and no one will judge you. Many students will say, I don't have the money. They would give an excuse, I don't have the money, I'm a student. I'm only a student, I don't have the money to join the business. Many of them would say, but you know, this is my final year. I need, you know, my lecturers are very tight. How will I juggle this with my lectures? No one will judge you when you give that kind of excuses. No more students would just give up, just like his friend did. No more students would settle for less. They would say, you know what, let me start looking for jobs after university. Now this is my time to enjoy. And no one will judge them after you are still young and you're enjoying. But that was not David. I want to tell you that your dreams are worth fighting for. Tell them your dreams are worth fighting for. David, he knew that even if he would give many excuses, he realized his dreams are worth fighting for. Today, he worked very hard. And one of his first goals was that, I wish on my graduation day, I can drive my own car to my graduation party and my graduation ceremony. It came to pass. David bought this car and he drove himself on the graduation day that day. In fact, he gave a speech similar to this. He said, thank you, my parents, for paying tuition for me. Thank you for being very supportive. But today, I have graduated with a degree in computer science. But I've also retired today because of Alliance in Motion Global. And that is the reason why a 25-year-old is on the beach on Wednesday at midday, when his friends are sweating, when his friends are working, when his friends are beating jam, when his friends are being asked to give reports by their bosses. He's enjoying his life. That is David. That is his second car. He's now driving a Harrier. You know? So I want us to have a self-talk. Tell them about self-talk. Self-talk. Self-talk is what you tell yourself. What do you tell yourself every day? You must tell yourself that I want my dreams bad enough. I want it bad enough not to settle for mediocrity. You must tell yourself, I want it bad enough not to take no for an answer. When one person says no, it means maybe another one says, I will continue. And say, I want it bad enough not to give up after a few trials. Had I given up after trying my few friends, 3 friends, Duncan and my brother and Nicholas, I would not be anywhere. I want you to say, I want my dreams bad enough not to listen to naysayers. People tell you it is not possible. Network marketing no longer working in the world. My brother is now a member of Alliance Motion Global. Today, I want you to want your dreams bad enough for you to attend all the trainings you can attend. Some of us are working. I can see some of us are probably left work so early. Congratulations, and I wish you all the success. Want it bad enough for you to give it that sacrifice, you should be able to give it. I want it bad enough to make more phone calls. I want it bad enough to do more presentations. You know, I want it bad enough for me that in spite my busy schedule, I will do it. When I started Alliance Motion Global, honestly, I was very busy because I just enrolled with Jubilee Insurance. I will come in early, meet my clients of Jubilee Insurance, and I will be so tired because it was a sales job. But in the evening, I didn't have to make sure I attend my presentation, invite people to attend. Even when they would say no, I would continue doing it because I wanted my dreams bad enough. How many of us want their dreams bad enough? Later on, you know, I want you to always say, I have greatness in me. Are you getting what I'm telling you? When you may be a distributor of just started, see yourself as a global ambassador. You may have just a very small tiny team. Look around. All these people here can be your team and more. I get what I'm telling you. Maybe your business is only in Barara, is only in Kampala. Look at yourself as if you have a team across the whole of Africa. You know, as I continue, you know, I want to tell yourself all the time, I'm willing to do whatever I'm willing to do what others are not willing to do. Can everyone say that? I'm willing to do what others are not willing to do. I want us to say it again. I am willing to do what others are not willing to do. Some of us are working, and I'm telling you that after work, you are tired, a lot of reports. But every other person would say, I cannot continue. You choose to do M Global, even after your busy schedule. Just like David, I promise you, you're going to start living a life of your dreams. Today, I want to share with you my second story. And it will almost be it. A lady called Josephine. Josephine is not a Nigerian, but a Tanzanian. I want you to look at how, you know, when I talk about your struggle, choosing your struggle. Tell neighbor, choose your struggle again. Everyone say my struggle. Everyone say my struggle. I was saying a team that was meeting the other day that normally I like going to Munyonyo to take some coffee. And most of the times when I'm there, I see the big man, Sudhir, you know, moving around, going to the kitchens, moving around, and I'm wondering, wow, this is a billionaire, but he's still, you know, looking at his business, how businesses are moving. While him, he has Munyonyo, he has banks, he has buildings. Me, I have Alliance Motion, what? Global. The same tenacity is the same that I should be able to what? Apply. Whenever I wake up in the morning, the supermarket that is next to me is always open. And I'm like, wow, if these people are open, by early in the morning, wee hours of the morning, they're open. I should also be out of my house so early. While they have a supermarket, I have Alliance Motion Global. You know, I see when I wake up in the morning, I've never woken up in the morning, and I don't find taxis, matatus on the street, you know, already working. While they have taxis, I have Alliance Motion what? Global. I get what I'm telling you. You know, let me tell you something. I'm thinking that the supermarket owner, they would feel much better if in the morning they don't wake up, they sleep long. Am I right? I'm thinking that probably Sudhir is much better off being at his home in Kololo, beautiful home that he has, instead of going, you know, to check some of his hotels. I'm thinking this man who is driving a taxi, this businessman in Chikobo, who wake up early in the morning, maybe they would also want to sleep longer. Am I right? But they have found their struggle. They have found something to suffer for, something to go an extra mile for. I have Alliance Motion Global. Tell neighbor, I have Alliance Motion Global. And Alliance Motion Global is my struggle. When I wake up in the morning to go for training, I know I'm struggling for my dreams with my struggle, Alliance Motion Global. When someone rejects me, no problem at all. Because other people rejected whatever they're doing. Me, I have Alliance Motion Global. That is my struggle. That's the pain I'm willing to feel. Now, Josephine here, this is Josephine. And you look at this lady's story. Josephine, she's a trained teacher. The husband is a banker. And you know, this is a lady who has a normal job just like you and me, like probably some of us. Some of us are corporates. Maybe you're not a teacher, maybe you're a banker. Maybe you're not a banker, maybe you're a statistician. Maybe you're not a statistician, you're an accountant. Maybe you're something else. So this lady, she got a job as a teacher and a husband as a banker. And they were paying a salary. And according to them, yes, they were earning very good money, according to them. But according to the dreams that Josephine wanted, she felt that the job as a teacher could not give her the dream house, the dream car. It could not take her children to the very best schools, even when she would live still comfortably. So she decided to venture into businesses. And she started, you know, and that's why I say for you to get what, okay, you get what you work for, not what you wish for. Are you getting what I'm telling you? You see, many times we're always wishing. I wish I can drive a dream car. I wish I can have my children in this kind of school. I wish I can have this kind of life. I get what I'm telling you. Stop wishing and work for whatever it is that you want. So she wanted a very good life, but she knew that as a teacher, she could only do it if she stopped wishing. So this was her. So she started doing in the produce business. She would come from Dar es Salaam in the wee hours of the night on these big trucks, and she would go to Mbeya, you know, to buy produce, bring it to Dar es Salaam. And you know, this is her actually over there, and this is her over there. You can imagine while someone saying, you know, don't join, I'm not going to join the business. That is your problem. Her problem was, in fact, it is too dusty. You can get flu. I get what I'm telling you. Everyone has a struggle. Are you getting what I'm telling you? One of my brothers is a lawyer, and was saying, you know, I need new reading glasses because all the time I'm always reading and my eyes are paining. Meaning that, he's also facing challenges. So at a time when I have to do more presentations, I get what I'm telling you, when I have to do more one-on-ones, I am also on my struggle, while the lawyer is also on his what? Struggle. Then, so this is Josephine, and then later on they bought big trucks and they were transporting. And then because of that hard work, because of realizing that if I don't want the lifestyle that a teacher salary can give me, because I don't want the lifestyle that an accountant salary can give me. Let me go the extra mile. Because she went that extra mile. This is Josephine. Today, I'm telling that your struggle is part of your story, and that's why I'm sharing her story. She has now living a dream life. Someone who is formerly a teacher, today, that's the kind of house that they are living in Dar es Salaam. Today, someone who was a teacher, that's a beautiful family and children. Her children are studying in the best schools in South Africa, not in Dar es Salaam, and they have houses there. Today, they have 3 cars, 2 BMWs, a Range Rover, and this one. She says, these are my toys. How many of us want to have toys? Yeah. Today, I want you to play for me the video of Josephine. I want you to look at the kind of life this couple is living. Watch this video and see how a former teacher worked herself from down to the very top. And some of us are giving excuses.
I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence. A rhapsody for you and me. And every melody is timeless. Life was stringing me along. Then you came and you cut me loose. Was solo singing on my own. Now I can't find a key without you. And now your song is on repeat. And I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and not let go. Symphony, like a love song on the radio. We hold me tight and not let go. I'm sorry if it's all too much, but every day you're here I'm healing. And I was running out of luck. I never thought I'd find this feeling. 'Cause I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence. A rhapsody for you and me. Every melody is timeless. And now your song is on repeat. And I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, I feel incomplete. So if you want the truth, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and not let go. Symphony.
Someone from being a teacher to that kind of life, it's a choice. Tell neighbor it's a choice. Tell neighbor it's a choice. Tell neighbor it's a choice. Wherever we are, anywhere, as distributors, as our guests who have been invited here today, you are responsible for the kind of life that you're going to live. The moment you choose to accept what life has just handed to you, good for you. Many teachers would say, or many people would say, oh God, imagine as a lady going every day on big trucks, going to Mbeya, going everywhere, you know, the dusty produce, dealing with the farmers down at the grassroots. That is very hard. Let me tell you something. Dreams come out of struggle. Today, Josephine is a member of Alliance Motion Global. She joined Alliance Motion Global. And when she came to join Alliance Motion Global, I was talking to Nicholas in my office, Nicholas top 3, and he was showing me, he came to visit me actually, to pick me, to bring me here, and he was complaining, MUHOOZI, I have a complaint, and I saw Nicholas, I'm busy, I'm organizing my presentation. He laid me, by the way. And then he showed me, he said, MUHOOZI, can you imagine, he was complaining, this is how much money I made yesterday. What can I do to improve my business? The man had made 2.5 million yesterday. And he was complaining that was little money. And then, so he showed me structure. And people normally come to show me their structure, show me structure and whatnot. Jimmy was just also in the chairs, you know. And then I said, you guys wait for me, and I bought for them lunch, and then they waited for me. And Nicholas was reminding me, so I told him that we are going to drive. He said, but Muhoozi, do you remember when we would walk from, the office has always been here, we would walk from here to Wandega using Buganda Road and back. Am I right? And he said the day when I came to join, he walked top 3. This guy makes 100 million per month. He walked from Kazo through Makerere to come and join, to bring for me 730,000. And he said, please top up for me 50,000. I topped up for him 50,000. I get what I'm telling you. Me, when I joined, joined with borrowed money. David had to pull money from everywhere. Some of us, you join when you're rich. Others join when you're really struggling. Well, I don't know what category you are. But Josephine, she came to the office in Tanzania with her Range Rover to join Alliance Motion Global. And then this was her and her package. She first joined with one account. Later on, after the following day, she bought more 7 accounts for her and for her children. And then, so I asked her, why are you joining Alliance Motion Global? Your children are in the best schools in South Africa. They're also in real estate. They have a lot of houses in South Africa, in Dubai, a lot of houses in Tanzania. They have pretty cars only. I think for them, they don't know that Toyota exists in Africa. So why are you joining? She said, you know what? I am joining because I've seen this business. I can leave it as a legacy to my children. My children can take over this opportunity. She said, I have everything. When you people are talking about their dream cars, I'll Range Rover, I have it. People are talking about dream cars being BMW, I have 2 of them at my home. People are talking about their dream houses, I'm living in it. People are talking about schools for their dream children, schools for their children, I'm having them. But I want a legacy for my children. So we started working together and whatnot. I've not seen anyone as aggressive as Josephine. She has made me understand that the same level of aggressiveness she put in to build her to put together her husband, to put themselves that very far. Whatever kind of aggressiveness that you see, people like Bitature, people like Sudhir, people like Chirumira, the same aggressiveness they put in is the same aggressiveness that you should put in. Sorry has it that Chirumira started, the rich man, he started, in the market in Nakasero, selling things. I get what I'm telling you. But because he was so aggressive, he was able to beat everyone else who was selling whatever they're selling in Kasero. Today is one of the richest people. Sorry has it that Bitature started by selling airtime. He wasn't the only airtime seller around, am I right? But because his airtime business, he worked so aggressively. Today, he's having the kind of hotels that you know. I get what I'm telling you. So even right here in Alliance Motion Global, this opportunity is an opportunity for everyone. Some people will earn millions of money. Some people will make, like Nicholas, 2.5 million shillings per day, and he's complaining. Others want it in a whole month. I get what I'm telling you. It's about what you have chosen to struggle for. As I proceed, when she joined, this is her in the training. And she always likes sitting in front. Someone who is supposed to say, I know all the principles of success, let me sit behind. She is sitting in front, learning, listening with a pen and paper, a very rich person. Today, this is one time when I think she had signed up someone with all those accounts, and then within a very short time, she signed up her children. Today, she's a silver executive. Her children, her daughter is a silver executive. Her boy is a silver executive. Even that one is a silver executive. In the anniversary, they were all recognized together during the first year anniversary of Tanzania. Silver executive, silver executive, silver executive, silver executive. And I feel very bad that sometimes us who need the opportunity more, we are not serious. Are you getting what I'm telling you? And then she worked so hard. I saw her working very hard that she became one of the Philippine trip qualifiers from Tanzania. She worked so hard. She's right here in the Philippine arena. This is her together with other Tanzanian delegates. I get to, that's how down to earth she is and whatnot. This is her together with some of the top honors. This Joseph Lim, Hall of Famer from the Philippines. This Louis Gascon, the top one honor of Alliance Motion Global with Josephine. This is Duncan and I and Josephine. I get what I'm telling you. And today, she's also now training people to join Alliance Motion Global. This is a great opportunity. Work very hard. Today, she's here teaching how she was able to make it as a silver and how others can also be able to do it, to make it. That's what I want to say. Can everyone say success? Success. Can we say success? Success. Can we say I want success? I want success. I want success. I want success. Success is sweet. Trust me, it is sweet. It's so beautiful to drive a Range Rover. It's so beautiful to live in a dream house. It's so beautiful for your children to go to good schools. It's so beautiful. But the secret to success is always sweat. Can everyone say sweat? Sweat. Can everyone say sweat? Sweat. Can everyone say sweat? Sweat. Many people, when they face a small opposition, not only just in Alliance, in any businesses, there's a research that is done, many of you know, that about 70% of the businesses that begin in Uganda, boutiques, all the small businesses, they don't even celebrate 1 year. Because people start facing opposition, people are not buying, people are not, doing whatever, people are not coming to my shop, and they close. Why? Because of temporary resistance. Now, as you have been able to see during my training, whether you are doing any kind of business, you're always going to face a problem. If you choose not to take action, you still face a problem. Now, it's up to you to choose a better problem. I had a choice not to join Alliance Motion Global because I didn't have the money. But the bigger problem was me being chased out of rent. Am I right? Maybe it's a struggle for you to keep on doing presentations. Maybe some of us, it's a struggle for you to join, to juggle the business with other things that you're doing. But maybe the bigger struggle, the bigger problem is not being able to live your dream life. Is your children not going to the good schools? I think that's a bigger problem. So it's up to you to choose the better problem. The regret or the hard work right now. Life is a struggle, so pick something worth struggling for. The pain you choose eventually becomes your age. Josephine's pain was, let me begin Alliance Motion Global afresh. David's pain was, while my friends have quit, let me continue. He chose that pain, and today he's enjoying the kind of life that he's enjoying. People run away from responsibility, assuming they suffer less. Those friends of ours whom I showed you, who quit the business. They felt that when I leave, I'm suffering. Let me leave the business. Thinking they're going to suffer less problems. I doubt. Today, once choose your problems rather than your problems what? Choosing you. Because the problems that choose you are really, really, really bad ones. Landlord says, bring my money. Children asking for school fees. Probably boss dismisses you. So it's better to choose your problems. And also I've chosen my problem. Let me wake up so early to come and do Alliance Motion Global. Let me call someone and they tell me no. And that is going to be my problem. I get what I'm telling you. Instead of my problem being I don't have fuel for my car. As I proceed, success becomes about choosing what kind of pain you want in your life. So to get good at anything, you must love the associated pain, not the associated what? Success. When Duncan stands here and tells you how many people he has called for the last 5 years, he has been in the business. Duncan is the second top earner. He's an engineer by profession. Engineer, it's very easy to get a job. He was one of the first people I recruited to the business. Engineer. Today, Last year, Duncan made 2 billion Ugandan shillings. How much? 2 billion. How many engineers are making 2 billion? Duncan shows the problems to face. So this was me initially in the beginning. I love doing one-on-one presentation. For me, I've told you before, I've told you right away that for me, AM Global is my struggle. The same way someone goes to open their shop, someone goes to inspect their buildings, the same way, I don't know, a baker has bread, you know, the same way a tailor has clothes and a sewing machine, me, I have my Alliance Motion, what? Global. The same way Sudhir has his hotels, I'm imagining how he loves his hotels. The same way he has them, I also have my Alliance Motion Global. The same way these rich people, Bitatures, have their hotels, they are looking at them, they are doing whatever, I have my Alliance Motion Global. The same tenacity, the same hard work they put in is the same hard work I'm ready and willing to put into my Alliance Motion Global. It is my struggle. And this is me presenting, this is actually in Zambia. One of my downlines I brought someone to talk to. Imagine I talked to them and they didn't join the business. No problem. And this was just last year. I was already a Ruby Globe ambassador. They didn't join. No problem. I still continue. So because of that, I now have a very beautiful office. This is where I sit. You can actually come and visit me one day at Haruna Towers. Because of that, I'm driving my dream car, that one over there. In fact, I don't have one car. I have 3 cars. I have a Land Cruiser VX. I have a Mercedes-Benz, which my wife is driving. And then I have this TX over there. The same way, I've been recognized because I chose someone coming 5 years ago, borrowed money. I've been recognized as Alliance Motion Global's top 1 earner of Uganda for the last 3 years in a row. Because of that, I've also been recognized as top 1 earner of Alliance Motion Global Africa and number 5 in the whole of the world. Also because of that, I've also been able to be recognized as the very first Ruby Globe ambassador in the whole of Africa. Today, and we actually have 2 Ruby Globe ambassadors in the world, Mylene Abdani and me. Because of that, Alliance Motion Global has really given me the amount of money I cannot even imagine. Having started with 780,000 borrowed money, let me tell you, I don't know, it was so hard for me to get that money. Today, because I accepted that amount of sacrifice, that one account that I invested 780,000 and hard work and sweat today has been able to make for me 2.3 billion. I added in other accounts. The other one has also paid 1.3 billion. Another has also paid 1.1 billion. Another has paid 1.2 billion Ugandan shillings. The investment is how much? 780,000 and hard work and sweat. No, choose your struggle. And I promise you it will be worth it at the end. Today, my friends who discouraged me, they look at me and they say it is worth it. Today when I look back, I'm like, wow, it was okay. For people not to join me for 1.5 months, it was okay. It is worth it. It was okay for me to give up that sleep in the morning and I'm coming for training. It was okay. It was okay for me to be working at Jubilee Insurance and I'm tired during the day, but evening I still have to come and bring someone, show them the business. It was okay. It was worth it. Tell anybody it is worth it. Tell anybody it is worth it. I'm now married to this beautiful girl here. Her name is Sharon. And we had a very beautiful wedding that cost us a lot of money. Everything that we did was we just wanted a wedding of our dreams. We are now living a beautiful, happy life together. In fact, play for me that video. Let me show you a glimpse of what our wedding was like.
I won't pretend that we can control the night or what kind of road we're on, or where we will see the light. But right now I'm talking to you. I'm looking into your eyes. Right now I'm trying to show you that we're gonna be alright. Oh, I don't know.
I met Sharon about 6 years ago. We were at the university at Makerere. She was looking beautiful. And I knew that I really got attracted to this girl.
Is that my love? It knows no end. All these pieces, they fall in line because I'm forever on your side. Take my hand when you can't see a light, because I'm forever on your side.
We became really good friends and he asked for my number. I didn't find that weird because I mean, he had everyone else's number apart from me, everyone in the room. So I also gave him my number, and then he started calling me, he started texting me.
They'll beat you up, but don't let them keep you down. You're always tough enough, and I'll always be around. Oh, I don't know what's around that bend. Oh, all I know.
Sharon and I met at Citibank, though she says she knows me from high school. She was several years below me, so she became my adopted baby sister. And since then, we've had a very beautiful sisterly relationship. The thing I can say about Sharon is she's so genuine, she's so caring, she's so loving. And Elias, you're the luckiest man on earth today. And I kid you not, you've got a gem. She's a precious person to all of us, her friends. We're very protective over her. We love her to death, and we would take a bullet any day for her. Everybody who has worked with Sharon will tell you how hardworking she is. She's very, very hardworking, devoted to her job. And if she extends the same devotion to her marriage, there is no doubt it's going to be the most successful marriage I know.
I'm forever on your side. Oh, I don't know what's around the bend. Oh, all I know is that my love, it knows no end. All these pieces fall in line because I'm forever on your side. Take my hand when you can't see the light, because I'm forever on your side. I will carry you, yes, every time, because I'm forever on your side. Oh, I'm forever on your side. Oh, I'm forever on your side.
We are living in this beautiful house in Mayenga. I have many investments. In fact, we started putting out this project, which will cost us 2 billion Ugandan shillings. It's getting finished in the next 3 months. And let me show you how far it has been able to reach. Play that house video. Karen, say my struggle. Karen, say my struggle. As I come to the end, I just want to give you this quote of this gentleman called Viktor Frankl, who says, he wrote a book, Man's Search for Meaning, looking for your meaning. And he said that those who have a why to live, those who have a why to live for, can bear with almost anyhow. Is that true or true? Those who have a why to live for can bear with almost anyhow. I'm sharing with all these videos to show you my why. Why I kept on persisting, why I kept on working very hard. Someone the other day came, I asked me, MUHOOZI, I am surprised that you still come for morning training. You still wake up early in the morning. Why not? I have a big why. This that I've achieved is just the beginning. Just the very, very beginning. And once you find your why, the how does not what? Matter. I want to know and believe that I'm talking to champions. Am I right? I want to know and believe that I'm talking to the next leaders of Alliance Motion Global. I know that inside here they are global ambassadors, members of Millionaire Circle. I hope that we can travel with you to the Philippines. Because it's really possible for you. It has happened for us, it has happened with Josephine, for David and the rest of the top leaders. It can be able to happen what? For you. Thank you very much. See you at the top.